Welcome to Tim and Dad Unfiltered. I'm Tim, and this is
And
the
I'm unfiltered. Oh, I'm Dad. How you doing?
we're gonna start off by talking about one of the most controversial topics in sports, and that is the transfer portal and eligibility and stuff. I want Dad to start with this conversation.
NCAA. And I don't know if this is the most controversial subject in sports, but it's definitely a talking point. Get your heads out of your butts. Okay. It's not a hat. Your butt is not a hat. I don't know what you're thinking, but I got a solution.
He's got a solution, guys.
I've got a solution. Pardon him. He's on the spectrum.
I am not. Oh, yeah. Technically, we're watching Spectrum. All right.
Way to throw my cable provider in there. Next thing I know, everybody will have my IEP or my EIP or my AEP or my OPP. Get down with me. Because you ain't cool if you ain't down with the OPP. You know me?
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh, Dad, we're getting desensitized.
how are we getting Timmy desensitized?
Demonetized. I don't know why I said desensitized. Turning into Aiden.
Oh, geez, on the spectrum.
Uh,
Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. Yeah, come to me. Come to me, baby. Thank you. Oh no, come, baby. Baby, come. Yes. I want to make you holler. You know what I'm saying? If you got $1, everybody should have $1 because it's $1, right? Or, or on the unfiltered part, I'll be a four if you don't have $1. Anyway, transfer portal. My theory, and I'll ask Tim, get over here because I'm unfiltered,
your
and,
dad,
and show him you're filtered. Show him you're filtered.
I'm
He's got
filtered.
he's got filtered water. I'm unfiltered. Anyway, thank you. I don't know what this computer's doing, but I like it. It just keeps zooming in on me because he knows that number 9 Chase Elliott for the win tomorrow. Uh, how do we say this, Timmy? Do we
I want you to start first. Just
so entering the transfer portal and the way that there's very little to no regulation on money because you can't. The NCAA can say, okay, the school can only give so much money, but Joe's Crab Shack can give what they want on the sidebar as NIL because they're using his name, image, and likeness and they're advertising. So there's no regulation, there's no market on, okay, how much can this player quit to me? How much can this player receive from X, Y, and Z outside of the campus, right? So that the whole money thing in college sports has really ruined, I think, college, NCAA. The transfer portal has opened it up. Now, transfer portal. Yeah, I think if you want to leave your school and go to a different school, timeout.
no matter was talking.
If you want to leave your school and go to a different school, then I believe that truly, once you enter the transfer portal, you don't get to select what school you want to go to. You take a risk. I think it should be a risk. You enter a transfer portal, any school can pick you up. You can't say, no, I don't want this school. I don't want that school. I don't want this school. I don't want that school. So that makes it more open and equal for all schools to pick up players out of the transfer portal. And that way you're not leaving um, Ohio State for LSU or jumping from Tennessee to Vanderbilt and Vanderbilt to Kentucky and Kentucky back to. Tennessee, um, because you're trying to chase a championship. So you got 400, you got what, 1,000 kids all trying to go to these championship schools that could win a national championship because they want a ring and they want that bigger NIL money at the bigger schools. So I'm gonna put in a transfer portal so that I can leave ETSU, for instance, and I'm gonna go to Georgia. I see that as okay, you're leaving a small school to go to a big school, but not leave a big school to go to a big school. I'm sorry, if you're not getting playing time, you need to work harder. I think once you go in the transfer portal, you lose your choice. It's kind of like free agency in the NFL. You enter a free agency, you are subject to go to any team that picks you up.
You get a choice.
Well, being traded, you don't have a choice. Say
Going on waivers, basically.
waiver.
Whoever picks you up, picks you up.
That's how it goes. Now that's my theory. Tim,
I'm just
chime in.
I think that when it comes to eligibility, I think that you should get 5 years to play 4 seasons. Okay, make that set. I'm going off of what Coach John Calipari said. You get 5 seasons, 5 years to play 4 seasons. You give you a redshirt season if you get hurt. You know that fifth year or whatever. Now at the transfer portal, I'm going to go off what Dad said. Except what John Calipari said was you get one free entrance unless your coach gets fired. I like that. Except you shouldn't be able to bounce between. You shouldn't be able to go from Ohio State to USC to Texas to Bama. No, I think that you should, if you're going to enter the portal, you either can enter because your coach gets fired, or you enter to go somewhere so you can actually start. So like go somewhere like go from Tennessee to somewhere like Purdue, where you have a better chance of starting, or Rutgers, or a school like that, or go down a level.
I don't think you should have a. I don't think you should have a say. And that's the thing now. If you are a Division 1 quarterback, say Ole Miss, and you enter the portal because you're a freshman, you're not starting. But you know that Vanderbilt's quarterback's graduating, and you got a good chance of starting as a sophomore. Timmy, stop. And you got a good chance of starting as a sophomore. Then what you're looking at, and you want to go there, but there's no guarantee you're starting as a sophomore. You know what I'm saying? So, but once you go in that portal and you're leaving Ole Miss, if um let's say Gulf Coast of Mississippi decides to accept you, take you, you're going to the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. I don't care if it's a Division 2 school. It could be an FCS school. I don't care. You take that chance when you go in the portal. I'm sick of seeing all these people going to the portal, going to the portal, going to the portal. What? Once you go into the portal, it's like a time warp. You know, Twilight Zone music. I'm spinning, kind of like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz and
Tornado.
the tornado. Timmy,
Yeah.
look over here.
Sorry.
Your people want to see your
Oh.
face, not that colorful zebra looking feller calling the game, called a referee.
All right. You have anything else you want to say on this topic, Dad?
We can circle back. I'm sure we got a lot of things to talk about today.
Our next thing. Sorry. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
And one of the things that we need to really discuss today, and not we're this transfer portal still weighs heavy on me because I'm like, as being a collegiate athlete, it is, and I grew up in a different time and era where I'm sorry, soft. These guys are soft. They
Amen,
may
brother.
have athletic abilities, but they are soft. I mean, your coaches can't yell at them and cuss at them, and you can't. I mean, it's they're soft. They get their feelings hurt. Like, suck it up, Buttercup. You played where you got what to play, and if you know what, if you set the bench, you better work harder in practice to prove yourself to get off to that bench.
Hmm.
What's next, Timmy?
All right, so we're gonna do our predictions for the NFL awards coming up. I believe the award ceremony is Thursday. This Thursday, we're recording this is January 31st, so I think the 5th of February.
Are
Yeah,
we really on the last day of January?
yeah, it's crazy. All right, so
Jesus.
who do you have winning AP Assistant Coach of the Year? Former Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, former Miami, who's currently the Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator, former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores, who is currently the Vikings defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, the Broncos defensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator, or Josh McDaniels, the Patriots offensive coordinator. Who do you have winning the offensive or the assistant coach of the year award?
Well, Vic Fangio, I don't think had enough time in Miami, and I'm a Miami Dolphin fan. I really believe wholeheartedly that our GM sabotaged us for years and years and years.
Didn't he just get fired?
Yes, thank
Good.
God.
You
Um, Josh McDaniels,
think it's Josh McDaniels?
I do. I think that the offense and what the New England Patriots did with a second year quarterback and Drake May, um, and the offense turned around and how they played this year and how powerful they were. Um, really, and I don't want to say anything good about New England because I'm a Miami fan, but um, I can't say anything bad about Clint Kubiak either. I mean, but Seattle's always been in the hunt. Um,
Even with Geno somehow.
Vance Joseph, I mean, Denver,
They've had an amazing defense.
I mean, just turned around their season completely. It is, it's crazy. Uh, Brian Flores, whatever. Vic Fangio, no, because the Eagles flopped this year. Um,
Flop, Eagles flop.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk about, the Eagles, but there's nothing American Eagle about the Philadelphia Eagles. They're more like a brown eagle or whatever you want to call it, and maybe a African eagle. I don't know. They're more like a Australian eagle. Who knows? There's other breeds of eagles. What I'm saying, and there's some other type. They're not an American eagle. Um, Disappointing to see what Philadelphia did. I still have to go with Josh Daniels.
Josh McDaniels is
Josh
your.
McDaniels, yeah.
I have to I put a lot of thought into this, and it came down to two coaches for me: Clint Kubiak or Vance Joseph. And I just, as much as I like Clint Kubiak, you go, you can't ignore what the Denver's defense has been like this year. And they've had the best defense this year, regardless.
But look at the turnaround, and I don't think the turnaround in the Patriots is their head coach.
I do think that it was mostly um Drake May. However, it's something special about that Denver defense, and that's Vance Joseph is my pick, but I have Quick Kubiak as a very, very close second. Our next award we're going to talk about is the AP Coach of the Year. We have Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen, Bears head coach Ben Johnson, Seahawks head coach Mike
Pardon me,
McDonald.
I got to blow my nose.
Uh, all right. Yeah, you good?
Just pause me for a minute.
Sorry, Dad had to blow his nose, so we're
Yeah,
back.
yeah, we're unfiltered. I mean, we should have just did it while we were thing, but it's crazy because we've got a ton of snow outside.
Liam Cohen. We're back talking about Coach of the Year. You want to talk about the snow? Go ahead, talk about snow.
Like we have crazy amount of snow falling right now, and it's in here in East Tennessee.
If
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
if you want to see it,
We don't have
wait a
to.
second. I want to show him. There you go. There's East Tennessee right now.
All right, and I'm sorry they have to go show you that, but anyway, what we are talking about is the AP Coach of the Year. Now, here's two things that we're talking about. The last one was an AP poll as well. Nobody cares about the Associated Press.
Well, that's the NFL awards that they go off of.
Blah blah blah.
Liam Cohen for the Jaguars, Ben Johnson for the Bears, Mike McDonald for the Seahawks, Kyle Shanahan for the 49ers, or Mike Vrabel for the Patriots.
Ben Johnson had the biggest turnaround of any team this year on that list.
I hate to be the one here to disagree, but I disagree.
How?
William Cohen, Mike Vrabel. Ben Johnson did have a great turnaround, don't get me wrong. But William Cohen, the Jaguars were picking fifth, and they won 13 games. Mike Vrabel, the Patriots were picking fourth, and they won 14 games last year. So they went from 3 wins to
Okay, but you're talking about the Patriots as like having Yankees money, and you could have put anybody. They had a coach's change with Bill Belichick. So, um, no, I can't. I can't say. I can't. I just can't. Offensive coordinator, yes, I would. I give it to Josh McDaniels because of what he did with the New England's offense. Head coach, no. Mike Vrabel, no. Um, it has to go to Ben Johnson. The Chicago Bears have been a flop of a team for how many years?
well, that's a good point.
I mean, they haven't been relevant in anything. And look at what they did this year. And I'm not giving all the credit to um, fuzzy headed freaking Caleb Williams. Um, Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. Is he a great quarterback? No. But I think what Ben Johnson did with that team and his coaching staff, I think, is the overall coach of the year.
Uh, as much as I like Ben Johnson, I'd have to give it to Liam Cohen, I think. Despite the fact that I'm a diehard Titans fan.
How you gonna give it to Liam Cohen? Because look at the Jaguars are in and out of the. They're close every year. Every year they're close.
But you gotta consider the fact that, they had a whole 3 wins last year.
Okay, but also Trevor Lawrence was out most of the year.
That is not true. He was only out for a few weeks.
That's enough. And he came back and tried to blame an injury, and he didn't rehabilitate like he was supposed to. Look at what Miami did. Miami was undefeated with Tua, and then Tua got hurt, and look what happened. So when you lose your starting quarterback, the whole dynamic of your team goes away. The I can't know because the Jacksonville Jaguars are in and out of it every year. They're close. Okay, yeah, they had one bad year. The Bears have had a bad year every year since 1980s. Nobody has been able to fix the Bears are like the Jets. Find somebody who can fix the Jets and they're coach of the year.
That is true. I'm still going with Liam Cohen. I think that they're going to give it to Liam Cohen.
Well, I don't care. That's why I said Associated Press is rigged.
Comeback player of the year. Stephon Diggs for the Patriots. Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions. Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars. Christian McCaffrey for the 49ers. And Dak Prescott for the Cowboys.
Well, Dak sucks.
I can't disagree with you on that point. He's
Um,
blowing his nose again.
sorry, crap happens. On this list, it would have to be Christian McCaffrey, I believe. Trevor Lawrence coming back, like I said in the last one, is Timmy Pick's Jaguars coach because Timmy fantasizes about
Look at Diesel.
yeah. Timmy fantasizes about bestiality with Jaguars. Um, he's a weird feller, not very Christian like when he does that.
I'm I'm a devoted Christian. Thank you very much.
Trevor Lawrence made the difference by being healthy all year. But Christian McCaffrey also made a difference by being healthy all year. I'm going with Christian McCaffrey. Stephon Diggs was traded.
No, he wasn't traded.
Was it his brother?
His brother was cut and signed to the Packers.
Yeah, whatever. He was bounced around. Um, the Diggs boys are done with.
I
And Aiden Hutchinson is he wasn't I mean, yes, he helped Detroit, but he didn't push Detroit over that hump that they needed, the Super Bowl hump. So no.
I got to agree with you on this one. I think that it's Christian McCaffrey. He was the X factor for the 49ers this year, given that Brandon Ayuk was hurt,
Mhm.
Ricky Pearsall was hurt, George Kittle got hurt a lot, and even Brock Purdy getting hurt. Christian McCaffrey all season for the 49ers has been the X factor for that team. Now, if you look at the Jaguars, while I think that Trevor Lawrence had a phenomenal year for compared to what he's had previously, he hasn't been the X factor for the Jaguars. It's just but a couple games. They've had Brad Thomas, Trayvon Walker,
But yet you want to
Josh
give the coach
Allen.
of the year to the Jaguars. Really?
This is not a coach award now, is it? No, it's not. Now, be quiet. Um,
You be quiet.
you be quiet.
How can you justify after what you just said the Jaguars coach getting coach of the year?
A coach award because he had an insane turnaround and was a phenomenal first year coach compared to a comeback player of the year award where it is
You talking out of both sides of your mouth, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Christian McCaffrey has been the X factor for the 49ers all season.
I agree.
And it's with the 49ers without Chris McCaffrey had got hurt, would they be in the playoffs? Probably not.
No.
There you go. Thank you. And that's going to be the defensive rookie of the year presented by EA Sports Madden
Oh, great.
NFL. Abdul Carter for the Giants, Nick Manwari for the Seahawks, James Pierce Jr. for the Falcons, Carson Schweissinger for the Browns, and Xavier Watts for the Falcons. I want you to lead this one off, Dan.
Well, well, well.
Well, well, well.
Uh, James Pierce Jr.
Now, I can't be biased because I'm a Vols fan. Oh, no, you got any more to say?
No, I mean, I'm thinking.
All right, go ahead. Oh,
I just know the impact that he made with the Atlanta Falcons this year was tremendous. Um, so I would go with James Pierce Jr.
uh, is that Is that all you got? If you
Let
got
me
more, go
let me
ahead.
go.
I've looked at all these. Xavier Watson had a great season. Carson Swasiger had a great season. And Kevin Warry is good. I can tell you, I don't think it's going to be Abdul Carter. Um, I have to think, and I'm a Vols fan, so I'm trying not to be biased to go with James Pierce Jr. Sorry,
Did he play with
yeah,
Vols? Okay, well,
I'm
I didn't know where he came from. I just know, and I'm not a Vols fan, but either way, um, Xavier Watts was a good safety, great safety.
he
Start,
was
I mean, especially rookie. The Atlanta Falcons are picking up young players and building around young players for the future.
that rookie defense they have with Watts, Jalen Walker, and James Pierce. That's
Yeah.
a great young core to have for a defense.
And Kirk Cousins did a great job stepping in for Michael Penix when Michael Penix got hurt. Now, I believe they rushed Michael Penix in, and but Atlanta's got a good ball team. I mean, they're
Bijan
good players.
Robinson on the offense.
Yeah, I'm talking. God, let me tell you, Bijan Robinson. Whoa, like really? Come on now, dude, lit the world on fire. Like, come on, man, come on. Atlanta's got the team to do some stuff. Once they learn to play as a team, watch out, Atlanta.
I gotta go with Schweisiger because I don't want to be biased, and he had a great season despite playing in Cleveland and being like the second fiddle at linebacker. Was top five in tackles. Um, and I don't know how I did, with the pass rush, but I'm gonna go with Schweisiger because I don't want YouTube to think I'm biased to go with James Pierce.
You're crazy. Go with your gut, Timmy.
I'm going with James Pierce Jr. then. Nick him and Worry and Carson Schweisiger are third and second. I think. Next up is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jackson Dart for the Giants. Emeka Egbuka for the Buccaneers. Travion Henderson for the Patriots. Teteroa McMillan for the Panthers. And Tyler Shuck for the Saints.
All right, so Tyler Shuck did a marvelous job with the Saints,
I agree.
but Jackson Dart's the heart of the Giants, regardless of what their record was. Jackson Dart is the heart of the Giants. He carried that team, of course, up till he got hurt. Ibuga, Kabuga Booga Booga, um, Travion Henderson are all excellent players, but I'm going to have to go with Jackson Dart on this most impactful player in this group.
I think I gotta agree with that on Tyler Shuck. He had a phenomenal season. However, I don't think you can only play half the season and win an award like this. Uh, it's coming down to me between Jackson Dart and Tedderell McMillan.
How do you got McMillan over Dart?
I just Dart when he got hurt was he was different after he got his 40th concussion of the season. I don't know how many concussions he got. It felt like he was in the medical tent every game though.
Well, Giants have no offensive line whatsoever. Neither does Miami. Miami let all their offensive linemen go, so
And Tedderell,
that's
sorry,
why Tua's brain looks like scrambled eggs right now in the MRI machine.
I think Tedderell McMillan just the season he's had, Panthers all-time rookie receiving record, um, broke Steve Smith's record. Um, I just I think that he's gonna win it this year.
Yeah, probably. And if he does, okay, good job. The Panthers did turn around their season. Why was their quarterback or their coach not in the coach of the year because look at the seasons that they turned around.
That is true. That is 100% true. I think that regardless, this rookie class was absolutely amazing this season. So, I I won't be mad at whoever wins this award.
Okay.
Offensive Player of the Year presented by Microsoft Copilot. Drake May, that's his nickname for some reason. Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nakua, Bijan Robinson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
All right. Yo, Jackson Smith and the Jigga Bugga 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 Bugga. Okay. Bijan Robinson,
Bijan Mustard.
Bijan, Puka Nakua, Christian McCaffrey, and Drakey May. Um, all of those are so deserving of that honor of Offensive Player of the Year. Um, all of those. Any of those right there could be Player of the Year and wholeheartedly deserve it. So I'm not going to pick one out of there. I'm going to say all five deserve it. Um, so whoever gets it, congratulations to them.
Now, I was gonna go with Christian McCaffrey, but whenever these awards, they do it, they're funny with them somehow. Despite Christian McCaffrey being an MVP finalist, I don't think he's gonna win this award. I think it's gonna go to Jackson Smith and Jigba just because he had a phenomenal year this year. That's
All of them have.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the battle for the triple crown between Puka Nakua and Jackson Smith and Jigba this year was one of the most entertaining battles for stat battles I've ever seen. They've just go week in and week out and dominate, and they were despite having stars. That's their wide receiver twos. They went out and they went and dominated this season. I think I'm gonna go with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Sounds good.
Defensive Player of the Year: Will Anderson Jr. for the Texans, Nick Benito for the Broncos, Myles Garrett for the Browns, Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions, and Micah Parsons for the Packers.
Well, Myles Garrett will get it just on the sack record. Micah Parsons is out of the question because he didn't even play a whole season. He got hurt. The only reason he's in it because he's the highest paid defensive end in the league. That's the only reason. And it's AP Defensive Player of the Year presented by TCL. Well, it should be AP Defensive Player of the Year presented by Torn ACL.
Just so
If you go to give it to dang Micah Parsons. Sorry about that, guys. Cold allergies. Um, I think Myles Garrett will get it. Will Anderson is always a top, you know, and Aiden Hutchinson's a good one too. But
you can't go wrong with this award unless you give it to Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons was by far the worst player on this list this season.
mhm,
I think Micah Parsons was the worst player on this list this season.
yeah,
I love Nick Benito. What he did with the Broncos was phenomenal. Myles Garrett had a great season, record breaking, and broke the record in sacks. Aiden Hutchinson and Will Anderson were both great this year too, but despite the fact that it's going to go to Myles Garrett, if anybody else deserves it, I'd go with Nick Benito with the Broncos. And our final award of the awards is going to be AP Most Valuable Player presented by Invisalign. Josh Allen with the Bills, Trevor Lawrence with the Jaguars, Drake May with the Patriots, Christian McCaffrey with the 49ers, and Matthew Stafford with the Rams.
Matthew Stafford, by far. Josh Allen is a flop. Can't win the big game. Loses out every year. Just choke artist. Um, Good during the season, but he flops in the playoffs. Um, Christian McCaffrey or Matthew Stafford, I believe, will be the two.
Okay. I think Josh Allen and McCaffrey, I don't think they win it. Trevor Lawrence had a great year, but I think he is not going to win it either. I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford or Drake May, and I'm going to go Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't passing yards leader, passing touchdowns leader. Um, I don't think he had very many interceptions, and he had one of the tougher schedules in college football. So I'm going with Matthew Stafford. Our next. Do you have anything else you want to say on the awards? You want to talk about any players you feel like got snubbed?
Well, I don't agree with putting players that haven't played a whole season. I think if you've been hurt and you've had to miss multiple games or whatever, I don't think you should be in these talks. Um, so,
I agree.
but other than that, I mean, I could say there's a bunch of players that were snubbed. You can't put everybody in there, not everybody's deserving. But do you have people in there that aren't that shouldn't be on there? Like I would have never put Micah Parsons in there ever.
I don't like being biased, like I've said this, but I feel like Jeffrey Simmons, with the year he's had, should have been a finalist for that award over Michael Parsons.
Well, yeah, I mean Michael Parsons should not have been on there, and there's tons of other ones that could have been on there. So
Christian Gonzalez.
yeah,
All right, we're going to our next topic now. Put the phone away because this is your favorite topic.
all right.
We are going to talk about the
How long have we been on
Clash.
this video,
I don't
Jimmy?
know. We're going to talk about the NASCAR Clash.
Well, let's wait and see. How long has this been going?
Uh, I have no idea.
Why don't we let's just do this because we are coming in where we're getting into more topics and it could go on for a long time. So let's do this. We're gonna say part one, part one,
Part one.
part one. This is part one. The NFL. Oh, and Pro Bowl games suck. Suck. Suck,
Mhm,
suck, suck.
mhm,
Get rid of
mhm,
it. Get rid of it.
mhm.
Flag football, get rid of it. It's junk. Okay? Don't broadcast it, don't put it on TV. Nobody cares. Like you have ruined everything about the Pro Bowl. The selection and the people that get nominated for Pro Bowl. I'm sorry. We I just had surgery, so it's hard to sit up. Anyway, that and I'm fat. Just be honest with you. It's unfiltered. Um, Pro Bowl, get rid of it. We cannot have the Pro Bowl. We can't. In its format that exists today. It just sucks. What we are looking at now with the next NFL season, we got a draft coming up, I think in April.
Free agency starts in March.
Okay. And then draft comes up in April. We'll see some movements. We'll see some teams that are trying to fluctuate and move. I think most of the teams have hired their coaches. We got a few teams still out there looking for
I
coaches.
think there's two teams left, the Raiders and the
Mm,
Cardinals, that at the time we're recording this video do not have a coach.
okay. So there's still some coaches moves to be made. Um, I don't get twisted up on the whole awards. The biggest award is the Walter Payton Man of the Year. We did not discuss that one.
Well, there's just too many finalists and too much to go into and read.
Well, every player nominates two.
Every team
Every
nominates.
team, every team nominates two at first. Then they narrow it down to one. So every team has
Uh,
somebody, okay? And whoever gets the Walter Payton Man of the Year, to me, that is the reason they hold the Walter Payton Man of the Year on their jersey. That is the only award that is given that you wear a patch on your jersey for.
and that award is by far the most
That is the most
important.
because those are the players who have reached out in their communities. Those are the players that have went above the extra mile, who's helped their community, who's helped people, who's jumped in with nonprofit organizations, research hospitals, such and such, and done for other people. Those are the people that give back more than they take. Okay, whoever wins the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, I would love to congratulate them because they deserve the congratulations for that award. And that honor should not be held lightly. Um, that's a big achievement. So, out of all that other junk that we just talked about, let's see who wins the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Okay.
And
Also, if reading the article, kind of weighs heavy on me. Read some news that Dan Marino's not doing too good, has some health issues. So let's hope that those health issues, if they're true, I mean, this I read a release from his family, uh, but let's hope that God helps him do whatever he needs.
amen, brother.
Now, with all that said, we're going to close the football session out, part one, and we're going to come back and do a part two. And in part two, we're going to talk about NASCAR.
NASCAR.
Chase Elliott, baby. Chase Elliott.
Go Big Nine.
All right. 9 for the win. And some silly season stuff going on in NASCAR. We are hopefully moved on past all the court filings and the rulings for all the crap between 2311 and Front Row Motorsports and NASCAR. That's all been settled. Um, Charter things have been fixed now. We can talk about racing, what's on track. So I'm glad we didn't get caught up in that in the unfiltered because I would have vented and ran it and I'd have lost my, you know,
You lost
I'd
me.
have been I'd have been ungodly maybe for a minute or two with some of my language, and thank God that praise the Lord, Lord willing. Whew, don't get me started. More crybabies out there. Mm. Yeah, let me just get started. I'm gonna
Uh,
get on my soapbox about it. Michael Jordan, you're a dang crybaby. I had loved Michael Jordan growing up. I grew up in the Michael Jordan era where I watched him actually play. He become a crybaby in NASCAR. Okay, and I think he learned it from Denny Hamlin, his co-owner. Okay, just saying, Denny Hamlin taught him how to be a crybaby.
All right, guys. We will get to part two of this episode tonight due to Zoom's limits because I'm not going to pay for Zoom. We're going to get to part two.
Cheapskate.
We're going to get to part two tonight. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, God loves you.
You can find us on all the social media platforms. We got Twitch, Niche, Scratch. We got all of them. We got the Scratch and Sniffs. We got Boogers Anonymous. We got feetfinders.com. We got we got it all. I mean, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Twatter, Spotter, Spotify, Spotify, Modify. Eh, Look, Hot Toddy with bodies. I don't know. Whatever. If there's a .com, you'll find us on it somewhere if you search far enough. I mean, go daddy, go yo daddy, whatever. Go daddy, yo daddy, hey ho daddy, whatever you want to call me. Um, I've been there, done that, maybe a time or two. It's unfiltered, right?
Thank you guys
Thank you.
for tuning in. Remember to keep God first and know that God loves you and that you are we're glad you're alive. So keep on fighting.
God. That's right.
Keep on fighting.
Tim and Dad Unfiltered. God.
And be sure to check us out. Watch our other videos. Be sure if you're watching this, if our part 2 of this episode is out, to watch it. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Peace.